So guys, we need to tuliingia mtoni, tuvue nguo tuoge. Usianze kuoga kama watu wa mahali, sitaki kusema unaendaga kuoga na maina wears na maskat na unasema you are showering. Yeah, tuende Ndethes tushawe, tuende Ndethes tuoge. Tumeingia kwa mto, na ndio baba anawaambia, aliwaambia, baba anaongeanga na mafumbo, amewaambia hii kitu, you know. Why I'm laughing is because hakuna mtu anajua hii kitu isipokuwa baba na baba, you know, baba na baba. Those are the two people who know the next step. Ruto hajui, atajua hajui. Hao watu unaona wakiongea hapa ati sijui sijui mwanamke, don't even listen to them, don't debate with them. Anybody who has eyes and so, Kamkunji mlisema ni trizek, mkadharau. Si tulikuwa tunacheza bano mtaani. Na ule mtu alikuwa anaitwa Shoga zaidi. Shoga ni sharpshooter. Alikuwa akifanya trizek mjaribu ya mchezo bano inapasuka. Hata ikiwa umeweka futi 9 away from you. So basically, kama kulikuwa thermometer ya kupima the temperature, ilikuwa ni Jacaranda. Kamkunji kulikuwa excitement. Jacaranda ilikuwa ni tumeamua. And if you observed properly, those guys were disappointed that they were not told from there to march to that place. And Ruto has asked for it. I sympathize with him. I don't empathize, but sympathize, because kile ataona, hata si kile kanga ilimnyoa nani, kile kilinyoa kanga manyoa. Kile ataona ni kwa nini nyani pale nyuma anakuanga red. All of you muende mresearch why nyani hapo nyuma anakuanga na kidonda permanent. Kwa Kikwetu Kimbere tunaita gishoni. Gishoni. Ajue kwa nini ndinwa, na hiyo nini tunaita ndinwa. Atajua kile kirea ndinwa agere na gishoni. Kirea kiatumire ndinwa ege na gishoni. Kile kilifanya monkey ama nyani awe na gishoni. It was not easy. It was not easy. Ndinwa ililia, hata ikizaliwa inaenda inapelekwa to go through the ritual of having the gishoni. Anyway, I laugh when I hear people saying and mocking Raila. As I'm saying, unfortunately, Ruto is not of the 90th generation, lakini he's thinking like watoto wa Nyayo, 1990s. And I'm not undermining anybody, but why I'm saying 1990s, these are children who have been born out of Cerelac, wakakuja wakakuta maziwa ya free, wakakuja wakakuta lami, wakakuja wakakuta madirizi inaitwa manyanga, you know, wamekuta inchi ni kama London. Sasa ukija kumwambia ati kulikuwa siku moja ilikuwa ukitaka kutoka Dandora kwenda Nairobi unachukua half a day, hata ana habari. Ukitaka kumwambia ati kulikuwa na vitu zilikuwa zinaitwa telephone booth, tunapanga laini kupiga simu. Anaona wewe mzae hakuna kitu unabonga, wewe mzae ni watene, ndio wanatuita zinjatropa.
Sasa ngoja reverse call.
Ukitaka kudate dem mazee, yani unakuwa innovative na dem hiyo simu, kama hao ni mademu wa dosi, simu ni moja na buda ndio wanga na kifunguo yani. Sasa hao watu hii ukiwaeleza hizo vitu, waeleze moja lidunini, hakuna kitu ananyita. So Ruto ameanza kuthink kama hao watu, because bro, ukiambiwa Raila ni dadi utamuotea mbali, ni fire, ni moto ingine noma. Alafu number 2, huyu jamaa aanzishangi kitu hata maliza, ni kama Mumbere. Unajua kuna watu wengine warriors huwa wamenyamaza, unafikia ni mafala. I like talking about my tribe because the warrior in that small tribe, it's terrible. If I tell you how many were in Uhuru Park, utashangaa. And not Uhuru Park, what do we call this place? Jacaranda. because we are on top of the list ya wale watu wanakufa, kwetu kuna kufangwa njaa kama Ukambani. Umaskini ndio hiyo, na si umaskini ya people not working hard. It's because resources are stolen and nothing gets to Mbere and part of huko kwa Kalonzo, by the way, Mwingi, that area coming to this side of Tharaka. Why? The country has a lot of wealth, has a lot of money, lakini haifiki kule. Sasa hebu niambie, hao watu ukiwaambia watokelezee, mtu akijaribu kuweka ng'ombe azikai zinakufa na kiangazi, na ukiulizwa mto Tana imepitia huko Mbere ndio kunatoka stima, all the dams are in Mbere. Huyo mtu si ako frustrated? Ukimwita maandamano atakosa kuja, ukimwambia bebe mkuki aende State House atakosa kubeba. So what I'm saying, and that's why we have proverbs. Sisi tunakupiganga na maproverb tu, tunaongeanga na maproverb, tunakukata shingo, hujui ni shingo yako tunabonga juu yake. Saa hii tunakwambia ukienda kwa shamba, ukishaanza kulima, huwa utokelezei kwenda lunch mpaka umalize Mbere. Itakuwa Mbere, yani hiyo piece, you mark what you have to complete. Raila is like that. Whatever he starts, mahali ameweka jembe anataka atamaliza. He must accomplish. That is his nature. So unaogopa ikiwa kila kitu akianza lazima amalize. Lazima sasa ujiulize, hii kitu hii ameanza na vile imeenda hivi itamalizikia kiaje? Na umesikia amedeclare, afadhali ingekuwa anataka anamalizikia na handshake, tungekuwa tunajua hiyo ni amani. Sasa alikwambia hata kudai, ako ready kudai. Ogopa mse, kimbia. Amedeclare, amekwambia hata kukufa niko tayari kufa. He has never said that in his life. Even when he was being jailed by Nyayo, he never said he's ready to die. He always said he's ready to see Kenya through. This time, he's ready to die. But see, Kenya has crossed to the other side. That is lethal. Hiyo ni deadly. Number 2, Raila is very tactical and is hardened. Is hardened. Ni cast, ni ile vile ile chuma, again nitumie Kimbere, ni ile chuma inarekedhanga zile zingine. Kimbere tunasemanga chumerere kedhaga ile chienge. Yani is a chuma that drills other metal. Hiyo chuma ina drill metals. Nini hiyo? Noma. Kama yeye ni chuma zile zinarekedha ile ingine, what can he rekedha? Ruto is a toy. It's a joke. And that's why I want him to perish. And I want him to perish, hata asikufe, a perish, aumie, aone hiyo real thing happening. Watu wanasema oh, hii kitu iko mbali, haiwezekani. Those are naive people. We have shown people videos here. We've demonstrated to them how things are done. Revolutions come the way. Hii ya Kenya inakuja na machungu mengi sana. And if Ruto doesn't take off, in fact, he's not supposed just to resign. He should take off like the Sri Lanka. Asingoje, you can imagine hiyo crowd iende impate mahali. Yeah? So for his safety, he just takes off. Chukue heli na watu kadhaa na madem zake kadhaa na room 350 apeleke Munyonyo pale Kampala. Aanze kuoperate from there. Atakuwa hosted na rafiki yake. Alright? The third thing about Raila, my friend, is that when you are about to write him off, what he pulls, huwezi kuireverse. Na bado hajapull bado. Hii kajagarada bado. But if you read him, if you read his body language, ndio utajua kuko aje. Wakenya mnapiga nduru, oh hatujui alienda hapa ama anaenda huku. He's not a madman. Ati ametumwa kila mahali. Nothing. Ati anaenda kufanya mambo ya Afrika. Hakuna. Lazima alisema ana fix Kenya kwanza ndio Kenya ifix the entire Africa. What kind? Look at that statement. It's pregnant. He has to fix Kenya, which is gonna fix the rest of Africa, which is true. So what is coming? It's not even tsunami. Yeah, si tsunami. Hebu ngojeni kidogo nikuja. Just Mato, endelea.
Thank you, Mr. Stone PK. Na kuna mtu hapa ameniambia jana ilikuwa disaster. Mami, my sister Julia, hold on, kuna mtu ameniambia hapa ilikuwa, I'm trying to find that message again. Amesema jana tulifunga show mapema. Whoever you are, I'm trying to find who you actually are. Jesus Christ, hold on just a minute. Anyway, kama sitapata, you try to say that jana tulifunga mapema. Pole sana kama tulikuumiza kufunga show mapema. We don't really sometimes don't have to close mapema sana like that. We want to come here and talk, but also be very realistic. So we do apologize for closing yesterday. Kama unatufuata, tafadhali, we apologize for that. Ya kufunga mapema. The thing is that what I do believe is that we have a country that we are, and I need Africans and Kenyans and everyone, especially our Kenyan country, ile opportunity tuko nayo, the opportunity that we have to be a Kenyan country, will be lost by these people who come in here and come and propagate. And when I say come in here, I'm not just saying in this show. I'm talking about our Africa and our Kenya. When you have a president that is propagating and making people start looking at each other as a Kikuyu, as a Jaluo, as a Kamba, as a whatever, not as a Kenyan. When you have those people who don't even understand what Raila has done for our country and they want to talk about them and call them Mwendawazimu, Mganga. Since when Raila alifanyia nini uganga ya nani? When you're going to a point where you're even calling Uhuru mtu mwenye ametoka kwa kiti kabisa na hajaongelesha mtu. In fact, I saw a video. I was just saying it, nilikuwa nasema before. I was talking about it before. I saw a video of him in Congo. Akiwa amesimamishwa na wa Congo. Wakimwambia, oh, tunateseka, tunafanya nini? The guy does not even talk about anything, he's not there. And you're there talking about him and everything. And now you're talking about taxes, yenda nafanya azimio zifanyike, the rallies and everything. I don't know how much money you think this guy has that he can even, anaweza patiana hii pesa yote ndio watu waweze kwenda kwa rally, alipie kila mtu. It becomes a laughing thing. And at the same time, who's talking about that? Is the president. The person that is calling himself a president. You're coming to complain to the Kenyans. What do you want me and Julia and Assemble to do?
Mato.
Yes?
Can I say something?
Yes.
This crowd was a natural crowd. They were not transported. Nothing was seen there transporting them, bringing them to the ground. They came by their own will. So why they say that it was Uhuru's, sponsoring this, it's just a diversion of our minds, because he don't want to believe that these people love Raila this much, but that is the reality.
Okay, Mami, you're next. You're next to the. You're next on it, and then you're next on it. What I wanted to say is that we need to educate. Even when we come over here, we need to be as strong as sometimes when Stone PK comes here, he's very strong on what we need to do, because sometimes I think we need to be lethal and say what the truth is, because ujinga tuachane nayo tafadhali, tusipiganishwe wa Kenya na ukweli isemwe, because there's somewhere that we are going, and sometimes you cannot board a flight while it's already taken off. And today Africa is taking off, and when Africa is coming, you always talk about the United States, but there's the United Countries of Africa. I don't know tutaita nini, but ishaanza. And is the reason today we have an East African, parliament and even passports. So tafadhali, tuache hii ujinga. Hii ujinga tuache na tuiongelele kabisa. Ma'am, it's your time to talk, and then we'll circle back to Julia, and then maybe we'll see what happens after that. Julia, I know you're there. Stone, tuko wengi, hata nikitoka sasa leo niko poa. So Mami, it's up to you.
I thought Stone had not finished.
Stone, unless kuna kitu ulikuwa umeacha, nilikuwa nataka
You're very right. Stone was still talking, but what you disrupt.
Hapana, ameitwa na bibi.
Ameitwa na Ruto. Sikuwa nimemaliza. Nilienda kushughulikia kidogo. Anyway, let me quickly nisibo watu. I know people get bored by the truth, especially the UDA wenye rangi inaitwa manjano, ugonjwa wa manjano. Wakisikia tukiongea wanaumia sana. So basically ningemalizia nikisema where we are, it's not tafadhali. And if you read what was in Jacaranda, I hope niko clear. If you read what was in Jacaranda, it was not that tunaomba, hatuombi Kenya with love. We are not pleading with anybody. And we know this flight, which has taken off, haijaja, okay, ni milioni hiyo 8.1 plus hiyo 5 whatever ya Ruto. So hawa 5.7 kuna wale waliweza kudandia, tuliwaona wamedandia, tumewafungulia madirisha wanaingia, wengine wameingia na nini. Okay? Tukifika mahali tunaweza watumania ingine itawaleta, we will consider them. So basically what I'm trying to say is that tusemi tafadhali, we are not pleading with anybody to come with us. We know wale tuko now, it's the majority of Kenyans, and it's those who have the goodwill and those who see where this whole scenario is taking us. Sasa kwa hivyo hapa hakuna mabembelezano. It is wale wanaweza waende. And you remember even at Jacaranda too, the leaders were addressed. Wale watu wa kulambalamba huko nani alisema, baba alisema, we know them, watu wa kulambalamba huko. Na sijui wanasikianga utamu gani wa kilambalamba huko. Wamenyamaza kama mende. They don't know what to do because they have been overtaken by events. They are between the rock and the hard place. Wameshindwa watafanya nini? Because number one, either they were beneficiary of this utapeli, this stealing, so they are muzzled. They don't know what to do. Some of them are the ones that are wanaendesha hiyo rumors, wanajaribu kuuzia Ruto hiyo rumors that there are people funding. You know, this is a joke. Yani, these guys, how do you fund kitu kama Jacaranda? Because they were funding the campaign thing. They think Jacaranda was a campaign rally. Kenya with love. Unaona watu vile yani wana ujinga, umamba, yani ukao, ungombe. Jacaranda, was it a campaign rally? We know campaign rallies are funded. Yani these guys, they are so stupid. Na nyinyi watu wa nini Azimio ndio mnataka ku educate in this forum. Na mimi nilikuwa nimesema kwanza tunafungua hii TV masaa mawili, tunaongea na shortwave yetu, tunaongea na code. Kwanza tulianza kuongea na marangi. Tukisema fire kuna ile rangi tunatumia. Kuna ile rangi tutatumia ya kuamua kuvamia State House. State House tutapita nao mpaka tuanze kukaanga mayai huko. Vile nani walikuwa wanafanya. Sorry. Ni kebo yangu ilikuwa inatoka na nini. You know? So the way Sri Lanka did, don't think that walifanya hiyo ni madharau ama nini. They were number one were demonstrating that the State House is the home of the people. You are free to walk in there. Na waambie ule rais yako hapo unataka kuchomewa mahindi ama unataka kuchemshiwa nduma, because it's your home. Okay? Si mambo ya kuenda ati kujidai na kuwa kanisa. State House is not a church. All right? Lastly, the pathway, which is very difficult for people to understand. It's a bit complicated for UDA, and we don't want UDA to understand what is happening. We really don't care. But for the sake of Azimio people who might be having some doubts, this movement is movement ya Africa. Kenyan with Love amegusia hapo, but hakufafanua kabisa, and it's good. I don't think we need to even fafanua with you, but we can give people nini. This storm, and we say this beyond tsunami. Ukienda kutoka kusini, South Africa, the fire is burning. And what is the call? The call is One Africa. Okay? If you listen, and Ramaphosa is going, by the way, because he's an imperialist, he's a nifala. Huyo ni kama Ruto anaenda. Okay? The call, and the people have agreed. On 23rd of March, they are freezing everything in South Africa. So if you have business you are going to do in South Africa, usiende, postpone it until after that. Because on 23rd, they are freezing everything. They are freezing everything. When they say everything is everything, there's only ambulances that will be working and firefighters. The rest, itakuwa frozen. Kama vile COVID ilifreeze dunia mzima. What does that tell you? Because they want to remove that government. And their call is Africa is ripe now to unite. And how can Africa unite when you have leaders who have stolen election? Self-installed leaders. Can those self-installed leaders agree to have a powerful country? No. They want to have their piecemeal countries. Ndio wagandamize wananchi wake. It's only patriotic and Pan-African leaders that can have that rallying call, that know the strength, the strength that Africa can have. If at all the leaders that are chosen are the ones that are ordained. If at all the leaders that are chosen by the people, you are ordained, then definitely it's going to be very, very a powerful continent. So as I'm saying, the wave is from the south, it's coming. If you look at West Africa, fire is burning. If you look at these sides of Ethiopia, Eritrea, Eastern, huku North Egypt, DRC, hiyo itafunikwa tu na hiyo nini boom. And that's why they want the epicenter. The epicenter will be a place called Nairobi, a place called Kenya. That will be the headquarter of your mother of all. So this thing must work. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Wacha kuuliza inakuwa ati funded na nani, bado itakuwa funded sasa. Wacha niwaibie siri. Bado haijakuwa funded.
Unaona Stone walikuwa wanasema jana kwamba ati somebody was saying that the diaspora are funding this thing. Me, I'm just saying, why are they crying wolf when they don't see the wolf? What about if people decide to do it, to fund, to do the, I mean, assemble. Nyinyi mnaweza kosa kila mtu so $10, so $10. Tuseme tu, okay, I'm not, Kenyans forgive me, I'm not blowing my trumpet. Okay? but it is not very difficult for someone living in the US to give $500. $500 is equivalent to 50,000. Mtu mmoja ama nadanganya Kenyan with love. It is not very hard, right? Stone, is it very hard for someone living here
It
to
is
donate
not hard. Na ndio
$500?
hiyo sasa.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Ndio
I'm
nimewaambia
talking about
watajua
one person. I'm talking about one person. So if you just count 100 people only, na ukifikisha 1,000, just $500. I mean, so they are crying wolf that Uhuru is funding this. What about if Uhuru is really decides to fund? What do they do to him if he decides to do so? Watafanya?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with Uhuru funding this thing because he's a chairman of Azimio. He's no longer the president. He's a normal mwananchi who is feeling the pain of bad economy, who is feeling the pain of bad politics. He's a normal mwananchi, though as a protection of the former president. But Stone PK, I had a question for you. Is it that Raila is fixing the AU and the UN because they're always very fast to come into a country where they want to dictate? He gave them only 2 weeks to come in to probe to look into it. Is he fixing them so that when Kenyans take, because he told them if you don't come, Kenyans will take action. So is it? Can you clarify for me this?
Thank
No,
you for that.
let me answer that for you. Raila, that was Raila trying to curb the crowd. The crowd was ready to go. That was him trying to tell them, hold on, let's try to fix it. That day was a done deal. Stone PK, if you have another way, because I know that's how it was. That was Raila trying to say that Tulieni.
As I said, Kenyan with love, the path is already set. And in my previous submissions some days back, I averted that the objective is not to have maandamano. In fact, this should not be called maandamano. Maandamano is where you go with the placards, then jioni mnarudi nyumbani. We are past maandamano. You know, we are the M-Pesa genius. Si Kenya ndio M-Pesa genius. And Calvis amesema, we are genius ya wizi. Wizi tuko number 1 in Africa, hata in the whole world. Huko ndio unachukua vitu, unatuma ikiwa JPEG, una change kwanza inakuwa hii ndio inarudi inatokea huko, unaipost na unashika Bible na unasema hiyo ndio hiyo. We are number 1. So Kenya is a land of innovation. Now, tulimaliza maneno ya maandamano. In fact, you will not see ati watu wakibeba ati placard ya Ruto must go. Hapana. Sasa tumeingia scientific digital sasa. Ndio nakuja sasa kujibu swali yako bwana Pacho. Digital in the sense that scientific rather. Scientific ni hii kitu mnafanya nyinyi wa Kenya pale, is it a few click? Ni Raila tu analialia vile analianga miaka yote. Sasa we have now involved, we have looped in those who know the truth, but they've been denying. Unajua Kenyans, I told you Kenyans are number 1 in anything. Kenyans ndio unasikia wakisema Raila hajawahi shinda, because we are idiots. As much as we are genius, we are also genius ya ujinga. Unajua unaweza kuwa genius ya wajinga, you know, top of the range. Yeah? Because we say Raila, unasikia wengine wanakuambia Raila hajawahi shinda, Raila ni mtu ya kulia. Hata na wameongozwa na Dr. PhD holder, top of the list ya wajinga. Daktari, you can be a doctor of fools. So, Raila, being an engineer, he has looked in those who already know that he has not only won once, twice, or thrice. Because these are the same people who call him, waambia Joe, mzee, with all due respect, tunakulilia. It is not ati anakuwa convinced hapa locally na Uhuru atienda kwa handshake. No, I'm trying to educate doctors of food. Baba is never extended. Abembelezwagi hapa, anabembelezwa internationally. Anaambiwa mzee, please tuko na hizi interest. Sasa wewe unaona hiyo itakuwa hivi, anaona huruma because naye ana huruma ingine nayo too much. Sasa ndio ameona hiyo huruma yake inammaliza. That's why he has changed. And then now he has involved those who know AU. They know he has always won. They know it. Right now AU knows Ruto stole elections. UN knows Ruto stole. America knows Ruto stole. Britain knows Ruto stole. They assisted in the stealing. The whole world knows that they stole. They helped this guy steal. Now, they helped this guy steal, and yet ni mediocre. You know, they didn't know he would be so mediocre. Walikuwa wanafikiria watamsaidia, alafu atajiseti vizuri. Lakini naye Mungu ni nani? Amempumbaza because hata yeye ana akili ya nini. Unasikia anakuambia at he is fixing first year, second year, third year. He's not talking about people who are dying or who are hungry. Anaongea long term. Yaani watu wakisha kufa ndio ataleta hiyo manini zake, what do we call it? Those strategic development plans zake, when the country, half of it will have starved to death. Anyway, so those guys who have been looked in, wametupiwa kamba, hiyo ikawekwa sasa. It has been documented. And it has not only been done verbally, Kenyan with love, it has been written. Baba did not want to announce it. And you are right, he had to quickly tell people that is the step that has already been taken. Ndio wa cool down. Otherwise, hiyo maneno ya communicate na hao watu, it was supposed to remain at that level. Then when things happen, there is nowhere, there is no accusation. Hakuna mahali utakuja kuambia Raila did not follow protocol. In short, he has decided to follow scientific protocol way of how to do things, how to stop this, and it has to be on record, and it will be up to precedence. The world, the UN, kila hata hao wengine wote, they want to set a precedence so that elections can make sense. If Kenyan election doesn't make sense, the whole world election will not make sense. Yes, because it will be used. Kama sasa huko US, walikuwa wametegwa hivi na Republican. They were supposed to pick that and run away with it to bring Biden down for supporting a stolen election. But he became very clever, very swift. He took it now. And ana hiyo card. Now, and ana support hiyo. British, they are at pain. Wako hapa na hapa, lakini wamekubali.
I had that story at US Senate imeflip, at the Americans wameflip. Sasa wanajifanya wao hawako kwa hiyo story ya rigging.
And you know they are very good at that. So unajua. That's why they are the superpower. Anaangaliaga, anaona upande ile iko ile, anaichukua, anaipaka rangi inakuwa ni yake. They will be the champion of this. Na utaona. That's why Ruto is finished. Nimefika hapo. Asembo.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry. Kenyan with love. Another question before I relax kabisa. If you look carefully into the Raila of today, of the 2 weeks ago, is there that of Raila that when we were growing up of the early 90s, where he could not fear anybody, he will not think before he says something? Is a Raila who will take things head on? And that's the Raila that we're now seeing again, at this the last moment of the weeks we've seen him. Is it that now is it now that he's told these guys that I've been trying to be a good person to bring you guys on board, to understand the diplomacy, but now the Kenya that I want is the Kenya that I'm going for, the one he used to go for in 90s. So, Stone.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Just one clarity. Yeah, anybody can answer that.
Yes, this time Raila has nothing to lose. Raila this time is the Raila that you used to know, and he's out to be the Raila that he needed to be. He is not worried about international community or who's been telling this. I don't know. He brings chaos in Africa or in Kenya. He's not worried about that anymore. It's done. He's out there to change the country. He doesn't care. You go telling him that, yo, Mutamshika, yo, is bringing whatever is going to go to ICC. The man does not care anymore. He's the Raila that we never, I mean, that old Raila, the person that was Raila. Says hakuna kitu unazatisha Raila nayo. I can tell you for a fact. And I'm not just saying this out of watching. I'm talking about something that I know and something that I actually talk to people about that are close to him. This time, you cannot teach a Baba. You will not teach a Baba. There's nothing that you got on Baba. If ukimtisha na ICC, my friend, he does not care. He doesn't care. Unajua hiyo ndio kitu imekuwa, ndio maana naambia international community, stay away from us. Kenya will decide its way. He doesn't care. You can't teach a Baba right now. At SGO, ICC, sijui nini watakukujia, because that's what they've been holding on him. That okay, you have to be a nice, ukwe mpole, sijui nini, utaweza shikwa na ICC, sijui utaweza fanywa nini, utaweza kuwa nini. Baba doesn't care about that anymore. At his point, he doesn't care at this point. Right now, he wants Kenya to be Kenya and the right things to be done. That is what it is. And I know what I'm saying. Pole. Stone, ulikuwa umemaliza kabla nisikie.
Yeah, Pacho, your question is very good. Very good. You see, this issue of those petty issues, I call them petty and tired issues at the ICC. Nobody has talked about the ICC. Ni hawa tu magwaru hapa kwa comment section. Nobody can talk about ICC threatening Baba. ICC has no validity. There is nothing that is unconstitutional that has happened or is happening or is going to happen. Everything that is going to happen, including overthrowing, chasing away Ruto out of the seat, will be, and it is constitutional. One, because you are allowed to go beyond the Constitution. So we will cross over to the other side of the Constitution, because the Constitution, we make it to serve us. He has defiled it. He has appointed, he has gone against it and appointed all thieves, and he has done everything. So he does not obey the Constitution. So what does Mwananchi do? Mwananchi sees the country is going haywire. Because Mwananchi has the power. The power is bestowed on Mwananchi. Then he donates it. So Mwananchi will take it back. So where will you catch Mwananchi? For chasing away Raila? For running over State House? Utamshika wapi? Wewe mbuzi yako akiwa wanavamiwa na nyang'au kwa zizi, ukuje upige, hata ukitaka kuchoma hiyo zizi ndio nyang'au ichomekee ndani, nani atakuuliza? Ni kwako. That State House belongs to the people. And the people will be chasing a thief who has invaded the whatever. So where will ICC come? And if anybody will be injured, it will be accidental. Itakuwa ni accident too. Just like Mau Mau, who has been accused about Mau Mau. Ulisikia British wamepelekwa ICC ama wale walipigana walipelekwa? Hapana. That is where people don't know. Watu wanasema ati and then I see people, I don't even bother about keyboard warriors ati kuandika ati comment. Those are very naive, and as I say, very thin and lazy thoughts that Raila he had to think of things to do. When revolutions come, they are always naysayers. When these presidents wanang'atuliwangwa kwa State House, akina Pabo, hata wa Ivory Coast mpaka akajificha chini ya kitanda, alikuwa anaambiwa hakuna kitu ina happen. Alishikwa kwa kitanda na underwear. Kweli urongo? Wale mnakumbuka. Alitolewa chini ya kitanda. Huyu chali wa Islama wa nini? Alitolewa wapi? alitoka na dirisha, alitoroka na dirisha yani ya nyuma ya State House akachukua gari akapelekwa haraka airport. Mizigo ilikuwa inasukumwa na wheelbarrow huko mkokoteni. Unajua India huko nchi zao vile zina mikokoteni. Nobody believes when a revolution is coming, na inapandanga pole. All these small minds who are commenting and saying, oh, those one, they don't know what they don't know what it is in store. All right, and it is not a Raila affair. That is what people don't know. It is a global affair. It is a new world order 2. New world order 2. New world order ya kwanza ilikuwa devil worship. Hiyo sasa inataka kupinduliwa. Ya pili sasa ni election, where the people must have say, because if the people don't have say, then the world will not have any order. And who wants to live in a globe that has no order? What will US talk about democracy? What will UK talk about democracy? And the tenet number 1 of democracy is whereby elections are free and fair. If that is not happening, there's nothing, no democracy. So we keep off, we say democracy is BS, and then we design our own. Africa, we go back to how we used to do it. We split into small kingdoms and chiefdoms. Sisi chifu wetu tunajua vile kama tunafanya ile monarchy and is working for us. Kwisha, we go that way. And nobody wants the world to go back to that. It has to cross over to that side. And there is always what triggers. I told you revolution, your friend, was triggered by bread. Hii ya Kenya hata si chakula, ni hiyo wizi wa election. Alafu unaiba election, unaenda kupiga kifua, utaona mambo. Back to you, Kenyan with love.
Thank you, Stone PK. Thank you, and everybody that is watching us. Madam Julia, thank you so much. Everybody that is watching us. Asembo, asante sana. As we move on, there's someone on the comments section, and this is a personal thing that I want to ask him. Somebody called Travel with Fred. If you are the person that actually kama ni ule mtu nadhani uko, please kubali ama uniambie. I think you're the one that makes flights for people when they're traveling from the US to Kenya. I think you might know what I'm talking about. If that's you. I've been trying to look and make sure, because, you know, with this channel also you meet people. But that was just something that I wanted to throw out there. It has nothing to do with the conversation. Travel with Fred, please answer me if you can. Other than that, no, we are not going to let our country, especially when we are at a place and so close to a place of getting out of this thing that we've called third world for so long. Kenyans, are you tired of being called a third world country? Africans, are you tired? You talk about United States of America. Everybody wants to go to the United States of America. Do people really understand what United States of America means? That is Wyoming, all the countries, actually, it's countries. They used to be countries. States, country. But they are together. Are we going to be called as Africa a third world? Yet we have everything. And when we have that chance right now to actually impose to be the people that can actually be the hub, the Nairobi of Kenya, but the Nairobi of Africa, the Washington, D.C., Are we really going to let it go because some people here want to make money and be cartels and run away from all the things that we know they've done against the country? I want us, as we keep on conversing, to really ask ourselves if this is what we want to do. And are we going to be divided? That I talk about a Kikuyu. Why should I be talking about a Kikuyu? Why should I be talking about a Kamba? Why should I be talking about a Jaluo? Why should I be talking about things that don't even make sense? Why would even Ruto come out and say things that don't even make sense? I need us to really start looking at ourselves and understand where we are and mali tumefika. Kenya Nasra, najua tuko nini, tuko Somali leo. Tafadhali tupe. And then Julia, I can't add anyone. I'm trying to add. Saidi yangu inanikataa. Kama unaweza patiana link, I can see people asking for link. If you can do that, and we can add some people. My side, I think, is working inanikataa. So
Stone Piken uko na Stone Piken kuna admin eh?
Nimeweka hapo.
Oh yeah, Stone anaweza add. Mimi nataka kwenda kulala. Tutuonane kesho.
Usiende you're next. You're next.
Niko job.
Hata mimi niko job wewe. You're next.
Mpatie aongea ndio aende akalale.
And here it is 10:30.
Okay, umepewa.
Yes, okay. Poleni. So mimi sina mengi. Nashukuru Stone PK, Kenya Nasra, Kenyans Vow, and all those who have joined here. Sijui yule mwingine alikuwa hapa ameenda. Alikuwa nani huyo? The gentleman who just left. What is his name again?
Assemble.
Assemble, yes. And also Calvin talked very well, I think, and Leo did a good job. I think we have to remain steadfast. The thing is that Baba is fighting for us, for Kenyans, and I think, like some of us have been saying here, saizi hakuna maneno ya ukabila. Ama Stone PK, we are not feeling like Kikuyus, and we're not looking at people as Luos, ama Wakale, ama ni. We are looking at ourselves as Kenyans. That is what we are looking at. And hata si chuki, some of us have been coming here like kuna chuki. It is just that we are asking ourselves what is the right thing for our country. And then we cannot go on and bury ourselves on the sand and say that we don't want to see or realize or accept that kumekuwa na electoral injustice. Now, things must change. We cannot just go on like this. Lazima maneno ibadilike. Hata wakati wa independence watu wa Kenya walifika mwisho wakasema wamechoka na mkoloni, na wakati wa multipartyism walifika mwisho wakachoka na dictatorship ya Moi na hiyo single party system. Na pia hivi sasa Wakenya wamechoka na hii maneno ya electoral injustice. And then beyond electoral injustice, Stone PK, I was watching Professor Manyora, anaitwa Manyora, I think Manyora, and he was doing a very good analysis. He was saying, on top of electoral injustice, tuko na shida ya maisha. Life is so expensive right now. From Kenya Power and Lighting Company to bei ya chakula, bei ya unga, to maneno ya tax, to maneno ya M-Pesa, left and right. I mean, now he was even asking that if the government was wise, wangepunguza bei ya maisha, I mean the cost of living, just to try and minimize this kind of stress yenye iko kwa Kenya. Now, so on top of electoral justice, to add salt into injury is that maisha imekuwa ngumu sana. Life is becoming unmanageable in our dear motherland. And that is why Baba definitely will get a big support from so many Kenyans, not just so many Kenyans. I believe the majority of Kenyans, hata wenye walipigia Kenya Kwanza simu, kura, lazima wae saa zingine wanafikiria, saizi wanafikiria kwamba we need a change. I'm sure they are also thinking and they are convinced, hata kama mimi kura yangu niliweka hapa, I need a change, I can't do this, I can't go on like this. Ni vile saa zingine wengine hawana guts za kusema chenye wanataka, but I'm sure inside their hearts they are praying that Raila does something. So I was going to say this, people were saying here, Stone PK, sijui kama ulisikiza some panelists here who was talking nonsense, saying that he's a lawyer, I don't know, he's going to sue Uhuru. We are not interested with Uhuru right now. Uhuru is retired president, ameenda home kwa bibi yake Margaret na watoto, and there is no longer our concern. So whether Uhuru is wherever he is, we are not interested. And that is, those are side issues from, I'm disappointed to see that the Kenyan press, at a KTN and NTV, imepea hii nonsense airtime. Ati Kenya Kwanza MPs, they are claiming kwamba Uhuru is funding this Kamukunji. So what? We are not interested with what Uhuru is doing. We are interested in the change that we want in this country. That is what Kenyans remain focused on. So what I'm trying to say is that these people kind of trying to demean the Jacaranda rally, the Kamukunji rally, and what Baba and Mother and Kalonzo and the others are doing. They should have looked at the change of language, even by someone like Mother. Mother alisema people only die once. By the time such a lady amesema hivyo, what do you think? Wewe PK, mwanamke akikwambia atikunoke mwe, unafikiri anafikaga anakuanga amefika wapi? When a lady tells you that amefika mwisho, I mean, she's ready for anything. So it is because she's tired and fed up of being fed up with a kind of impunity, electoral injustice, corruption, na hiyo nonsense yote inaendelea kwa Kenya yetu kwa sababu ya serikali mbaya. So she's not the only one, and she aired her voice. You know, Baba has been talking and people have been trying to say ni Baba, that hiyo ni karakta ya Baba. Sasa tumeona wengine wenye wamejitokezea. So kumaanisha, I'm asking, if this, I want to ask those people who are demeaning this kind of a move, if these people pour into the streets, what will the government do? You cannot shoot them. Kenya wakati wa kukua watu tulitoka huko kitambo. Kwa hivyo hiyo story ya kusema ati Uhuru is financing the rallies to avoid taxation, hiyo inaitwa ni story ya yesterday. Na nyinyi watu mwenye mnaongelea hiyo story mko yesterday tu sana. Mko yesterday, you are reasoning like generation dinosaurs. That is how you are reasoning. Because now we are not concerned about Uhuru. Uhuru is retired president. Uhuru can go keep his cows.
Julia, nikuongeze kitu.
Okay, let me finish Kenya. He can go keep his cows. He can go raise his chicken. He can go sell matumbo. Ama weke butchery. We ain't care no more. If he doesn't pay tax, mpelekeni kotini. Me, whether Uhuru pays tax or he doesn't pay tax, I have bigger problems than Uhuru not paying tax. I have bigger problems. Me, kama mwana Kenya, we are all asking ourselves, how will our children go back to school? How shall we pay our fee? We are asking ourselves, how can you take my money? And because I'm transacting with M-Pesa, mbona uniongezee bank levies ati nianze kulipa ati just because I have some 10,000 in KCB, alafu nikienda kwa hiyo nikusipati 10k napata 9k ama 8k. I have bigger problems. I have bigger, as kama a Kenyan, I'm asking myself, how will I pay for tokens? Nikilipa token ya 1,000, mnaniletea token kichache. Unaona? And I'm asking myself as a Kenyan, sasa niwache kutumia stima, ndio nianze kutumia mafuta ya taa. I'm asking myself, kama natumianga unga packet 2 ama packet 1 kwa siku, how will I afford 300 bob every day for my dinner? I'm a Kenyan. I'm asking myself that. Mumeacha kujenga barabara. I'm asking myself, ile barabara yetu imetoka Nyahururu or Kalao inaenda Nyandarua, Kinago. Mumeacha kuijenga. How will I transport my Irish potatoes? That is what I'm asking myself. Waru yangu itafika Marikiti aje? I'm asking myself all those issues. So telling me about Uhuru financing Kamukunji, I ain't care. In fact, I hope he's a financing. Mimi kama wa Kenya, now I am praying, Uhuru, did you hear what they say? Kama uko na pesa mingi, naomba upatie baba hiyo pesa ndio akomboe nchi yetu. If that is what you are trying to insinuate, Kenya Kwanza people. Because now, hata wenye walipigia Ruto kura, they are praying for a change. So, Bwana Ruto, I'm not trying to advise you. nakwambia ukanyangie tu hapo na hiyo madharo yako, na Gachagua endelea kutukana baba na Uhuru, kanyangieni hapo kwa sababu the train is coming. Na hii train ni electrical train kwa mwendo wa kasi sana, and it is unstoppable. If people, I heard the next meeting is going to be at Harambee House. So if people meet, do a Kamukonji at Harambee House, mtuambie mtakuwa wapi kama mkutano itakuwa Harambee. Stone, ulisikia hiyo? Hiyo watu walikuwa na shout, wanasema hiyo mkutano ingine itakuwa Harambee House. Asante. Kenya with love.
Okay, Kenya with love. Ndio ukiongezea ebu ongezea na hii this point, include this in your submission. I mean in your rejoinder. Kuna watu wanauliza, and then you give me time to also come in. Have you ever asked yourself why these rallies hakuna polisi? Can you give your thought before I come in? That I don't want to comment about that question.
Okay, wait before Kenya.
I'm not gonna give a thought on that one. I'm gonna give an informed.
Kenya in love. Wacha niseme kitu. Ati hakuna polisi. Me, I want to respond to these people, Stone PK. First and foremost, tulitoka huko kitambo. Unaona, that is why we fought Moi hard. You see, so we left the things of policemen intimidating people a long time ago. The other thing, let me ask you, which policeman is ready to go to jail, wherever, for mass killings and all that? I'm telling you, if people decide to have their Kamukunji in Harambee House, iyo Kamukunji itafanyika. The only thing that will happen, people will shut their businesses because nothing will stop that meeting from happening. Because the police will do nothing. The police will not harass anybody, will do nothing. That is what these Kenyans who are asking this kind of questions should now understand the era at which we see Uganda, Kenya see Uganda, Kenya imeenda mbali sana, because these people are exercising their constitutional rights, and we now understand our constitution 2010. We know how far we can go. As long as kuharibu mali ya mtu, you are not interfering with another person's right and freedom, people will do that. And you see, let me also say this. These people who are going to spill out on the streets are not going to harm anybody. Because Raila amejua, watu wamesema wamependa kumlaumu kwamba ati watu wake ndio wanaharibu mali, sijui wanafanya. They will not touch anybody's property. They will not touch anybody's property. But still nobody will stop them. They will be unstoppable. Kwa hivyo PK, hakuna polisi itakuwa anywhere. No policeman will dare interfere. That one I can assure you. Asante. Sorry, Kenyan is love. And the jibu hilo swali.
Julia, first of all, wacha nitoke mbali kidogo. First of all, if Uhuru financed the Jacaranda meeting and Uhuru is financing anything, actually, he's the most patriotic person in Kenya. It's his money. So why are you worried about kitu yenye Uhuru ana finance? Sie ndio anafanya. If I have the money to finance and I finance it, so what's the problem? Ni nini shida iko wapi? Sini yake, ni pesa yake. Wewe ndio president alafu unakuja kusema Uhuru amefinance. Na wewe ndio uko na pesa ya taxes ya wananchi. So kama kuna mtu mwenye anaweza finance kitu kama hiyo yenye inaweza saidia Kenya, so why are you complaining? Ni nini? Kwani kuna pesa imechukuliwa hata kwa serikali? So let Uhuru do what he has to do. Kama niende alifinance, okay, niende alifinance. So what? Aliomba loan? Ama alichukua Hustlers Fund? Ndio akaitumia kwa kwenda kufanya ni. You know, it's a funny thing. It is such a very funny thing. But one thing I will tell you to answer your question, Julia. First of all, and this is not something I wanted to say, but I will tell you, and I know what I'm saying. The military and the cops and the police are not in this thing in any way. That's why if you realize In Jacaranda, the police were nowhere to be seen. And it all went okay. No one, hakuna mtu alienda kuguza biashara ya mtu, because the thing has been that watu wakienda ile kitu wanajaribingi kupropagate is that watu wakienda sijui wataharibu biashara za watu. Biashara gani? Na hata hatukuwa policed. Which one? Gani? The problem comes when the police comes in and starts shooting na kuanza kugonga watu. When you don't have that, the Kenyans will say what they want to say and you cannot stop them. Ruto thinks he can stop Kenyans from saying what they want to say, and Kenyans will not be stopped. And that's why Jacaranda was so big. And it's been rated. They said it was the biggest one after time ya elections. Time yenye tulifanya Jacaranda. It wasn't even that big. This time people did not understand. And you know what the funny thing, my sister Julia? No one was paid. And if you want me to prove you right, hakuna mtu alikuwa amevaa uniform inafanana na mtu mwingine, watu walikuwa wamevaa nguo zao. And if you understand what I'm trying to say, political meetings, most of them wanakuwaga wamevaa nguo zenye zinafanana nini because they are paid. This time people were not paid. I spoke to people kwa na si hata tujui walitoka wapi watu. People wanted. In fact, the person that had the biggest problem on that occasion was Baba. Baba was the one that had the biggest occasion because everybody wanted to go to State House. And that's why, my sister, I'm scared of the one coming up, Iya Kibera na Yogopa. You know Kibera too, the State House iko hapo juu. Watu wanazaamua sasa, baba hata huu tuambii chochote sasa. We are moving. Tumeenda. I'm scared of that one. Hii ya Kibera hii na Yogopa. So I just wanted to answer you. No, the police, the military, na nini, they are not even on the side of Ruto. They are on the people's side. Unfortunately, hiyo ni kitu nimesema tu, maybe siku moja mtakuja kuniambia nilisema ukweli. Anyway, wacha ninyamazi hapo, wacha niimalizie hapo. Nani ni Julia, nimekujibu vizuri? Kama nimekujibu vizuri sawa, alafu tupate Kenya.
Stone was asking a question, maybe he had the answer. Stone, na wewe sutueleze. Mimi nafikiri the police, according to me Neto, I don't want to say they are on whose side. Really, I don't care, because it's their choice. But what I believe is that they are going to obey the law. And what I believe is that even our defense forces are really disciplined forces. We have gone through a lot in Kenya politically, and they have retained their discipline. So I want to believe that they are still disciplined forces. That is my take. Stone Pick, I don't know what you had in mind when you were asking that.
Actually, thank you, Julia. You've almost hit it. I saw some people asking, even on this comment, and also I was talking to some guys. You know, I have friends also who are on side, and we converse a lot. We have very heated discussions. But when it comes to logic, they are not able to reason. Most of them, they are hawajafika kiwango ya kuweza kureason. They can't reason. That's why they are very annoying, because ukiingia logic, they shy off. They ask you very stupid questions. I mean, that is a stupid question. Ati kwa nini unaweza jiuliza why police are not in the rally? It's very stupid indeed, idiotic. Idiotic in the sense that unataka polisi aende kwa rally kufanya nini? I want somebody to give me that answer. Those who have that tiny brain asking that question. You would want police to go to such a rally to do, even if you are a policeman. Would you be stupid enough to go there and sit there in uniform? You must be an idiot. Ati unaenda hapo na uniform ya blue. Kudu. Kenya with love. Si utakuwa ni wale mtaani tulikuwa tunaita nongo. Utakuwa ni kama hizi vitu, hizi senene when kukinyesha hivi zinashikwa na taa inawekwa hapo, zinaingia zinaenda kuminyo, zinaenda kukulwa. That is where we are. And in fact, Julia, you've said it very well. We don't care whether the armed forces, the police are with us or they are not with us. To hell with them. What we know is that they are Kenyans. Period. And this is beyond armed forces, sijui nini, sijui KDF. It is zero. Yani imekuwa zero rated. And only brains can reason that and see that. Tiny brains watachocha hapa tu. If you are a clever person, hata ukiwa na rally kama hiyo, hata kama wewe ni amiri jeshi, huwezi pita hapo ukiwa umevaa uniform. Utajua ujui. That is how far it is, if you guys don't know. Lakini wezi wa ng'ombe bado wanafikiria ni mchezo. Because wezi wa ng'ombe wanaibanga ng'ombe, wanajua ni ya Julia na wanaichukua tu. Wanajua utamshika, utamuua, lakini anaiba na anaita yake. You know, thieves, born thieves are thieves. They will keep on giving those silly things. But the truth of the matter is, mahali imefika, which is so sad that imefika hapo. Because you can't reverse that. Mimi, I'm sympathetic because the collateral damage. I would have loved Ruto akipinduliwa, akubaliwe akae Sugoi. But mahali imefika, atanyanyuliwa na afukuzwe. Hogea. Ataenda kuishi mahali ingine. It is sad. Ataishi kama refugee, whatever it is, or something like that. Yeah? Alafu arudishwe huku na sanduku. Kama Idi Amin. You know, it is sad when you live away from your country. And those are the African leaders who are that stupid. Wakati wawajui when is enough is enough. They don't know. Hata akiwa amesoma, ajui mwisho wa mambo, ajui kusoma mita mahali ikishaonyesha red. Ikishaonyesha red, kurudi to see pale cold inakuanga hiyo gari mpaka ufungue engine imenock. Hii revolution imeshika na imewaka. It's irreversible. It can only be stopped by this man resigning. But being an African na mwizi wa ng'ombe, hawezi, atapigana mpaka dakika mwisho. That's the stupidity they have. You know, atakufa hapo. Umeshavamiwa na mtu amebeba Kalgosta, ile atakublow kwa nyumba, wewe uko na mkuki. Unasema ati wacha niende nionane na yeye mundu humu. So Kenyan with the love. Ujinga kuulizwa ati kwa nini ati polisi hawako nini. There's no police atakuwa karibu na hizo rally. Hakuna police fala. And if you insist in commanding them to go there, they will defy you. Back to you.
Polisi hawana haja na hiyo kitu because there comes a time that there's a time ile ujinga venye tu umesema, you know, and something that you've been saying a lot in this show, and I've been thinking about it, but maybe it's just that time that, and I'm seeing it happen because I've been speaking to people back at home, and I really speak to a lot of people, and I realize that even the police are not even there. Awako. And this is something I can say. Miki tunajua kabisa, and I know what I'm talking about. And Stone, I've always said there's 2 certificates sitting somewhere, and they were taken by the military. But anyways, I want to appreciate everybody on the comment section. Political talk show. This is where you find Kenyans actually talking about what their country is all about and what we have to talk about. Yes, we have the parliament, but the parliament also we have people, the tumbocrats out there, and we don't have a place to stay. To talk. We do have the Bunge la Wananchi, but this is the online Bunge la Wananchi, which converses and brings people from outside there, outside in the world, and also the people in Kenya, to where we can actually converse about our country. So we want to thank you so much for everybody that is following us. I can see there's a big number following us. The comment section, I can see you guys, munakuja sana. Tuendelee, let's talk. You can talk what you want to talk, and let's have a conversation about our country. Now, if you want to join in, you can join in through, I think Facebook is gone now at this time, because Facebook disappears mapema earlier. So we do have the Mutembei TV, and I think we also do have the Candid. Stone bado Candid iko?
Nadhani iko.
Yeah, so I think we also have the Candid talk show. I'll confirm to you guys, but you can come into the Mutembei TV and also subscribe to the Candid Talk. Let's subscribe to that. I'm trying to look, but I'll tell you guys. But anyways, let's keep conversing. If you want to come in, I think the link is online right now. You can see it on the comment section. You just have to click. You don't have to pay anything to come in. If you're watching us, you can come in. Kama unasikia kuna kitu tumesema unataka kuongeza ama unataka demystify, you can come in and have a conversation. Stone PK is here, and we're still here. So just get the link, get in, and Mzalendo, fungua nini. I will not add you until you open up your camera. That, you know that better than kila mtu mwingine. We've been here for a long time. If you open up your camera, I will add you, but I will not let you come in, because that messes up everything. And then tunaingianga kwa shida, watu wenye tunakujanga jioni, tunaulizwa kwa nini mnakubali watu bila kamera. So please open up your camera, I will add you. Kenyan Nazra, tumeenda Somali leo, nilisikia. This is for you. Kazi kwako.
Thank you, Kenyan with love. And I'm sorry I misbehaved. I interjected when you were talking, but I just felt like I wanted to say that to get out of my mind. Yes, I know we are talking about our figure man, that is Raila. And Raila is a man we cannot play about because he knows his game. We have seen him, and as far as I'm concerned, there are people who really don't, first of all, think what they are saying before they say it. We have several people who have come to this forum and trying to say things that are not pleasant to us, and trying to divert Kenyans' minds like we don't see or we don't understand. When you see such a crowd and you start telling people that it was sponsored, you wonder, how was it sponsored? With all what enthusiastic energy they had, and imagine how long it could take for somebody to do such kind of organizing people to come being sponsored. The behavior itself can tell you whether people are sponsored. And also, what we are waiting to hear from the government that is giving us headache and has made so many miserable, made so many people become so miserable, depressed, so unpleasant with that life. What we're gonna hear from them soon will be shocking. They have got all these dirty tricks, dirty games that they are playing with the Kenyans, of which Kenyans really, they have made up their mind. They know what they want and where they're heading. Soon they might say Uhuru is the one making them hungry, or he is the one making the current government not to give people food because with no reason. So what they are trying to do is they are trying to look where to hook their mind, the people's mind, so that they can decide else. But the problem is is with the people, not Uhuru or Raila. People are the one who are suffering. And so whatever they say is what they are facing. When they talk about police not being in the crowd, the police have got their mothers, their parents who are at home, their relatives who are at home, going through what other wananchi is going through. So the police is only that because they will be given order. It is also unheard of that they can brutally attack these young men because of what they are doing, which is not evil, it's not a crime. They have a right to do what they are doing because they know the reason and they can give you a fact why they have to do that. Those police, they know that people really are going through so much. They are suffering. They are getting nowhere because of what is not being, the service that they are, wananchi is not getting. So the police are human beings. They understand totally their country the way it is. Unless they will be forced and other people stand by to check whether they are doing the right, what they are being commanded, police will not attack people who are just controlled, people who control their behavior, people who are not ready to be in violence. So what will it be to use a police whereby there are no violence? So even the government itself would pretend that they did not send the police, but they knew, even if we send the police, this crowd is not violent, this crowd is not ready for violence unless we go and provoke them. So they would prevent the police not to bring shame to the government. They also know that they can be ashamed because they will not catch anybody doing anything wrong from this crowd. So Kenyans, let's not have this diversion of mind, the idea of the government trying to impose like people, they have these many ideas trying to tell Kenyans that this crowd was sponsored just simply because they just want to say something. They just want to they want to be heard that they are seeing what is going on, and because it is the government on the chair, they want to be seen that like they are they are acting against this crowd. But I know definitely they are scared. They know that something bad is going to happen. To the government itself. They know this crowd is not a joke. They know this crowd is big and their mindset is correct. But the government wants to make sure that it doesn't succeed. So for Kenyans, let's hold hands. let's move in the right direction, and let's not even listen to these propagandas, what they are trying to implant in our minds. Because anything that you start and you want to finish in a happy ending, please don't ignore what they are saying, but don't put it in your mind to disrupt your idea of what you are doing. So for me, I would wish our Kenyans to focus and have this vision, make it strong, and let Kenyans join hands, have this thing done, and for once and for all, because we don't have a country if we let this government continue the way it is doing. We'll have a very tough life in this country. And because we have meant seriousness of taking our country to the right direction, we have to make it sure that we connect, we share our ideas among us, not listening to any propagandas, because that is the only way we can succeed if we focus our minds and make our mindset it's the goal that we are looking for. Let's resurrect our country, make sure that we are united, no violence, but make sure we have got the good idea of how to take this out on. And I pray and hope our country will be back to where we want and live happily, connected with every Kenyan in our country. Thank you so much, and everybody have a good night. Be blessed.
Mami, don't go anywhere. You stay here with us. Leo naona umejificha huko kwa giza. I bet there's a reason for that, but at least you feature camera. I really appreciate everybody that is listening to us. I can see there's on this channel there's 249, and I believe the other side I think I saw 100 and something. So that brings it to almost 400 people. I mean 400, and also those are just the ones that are logged in. So I believe there's a lot more that are watching. And one thing I want to let people to understand in this channel is that there's a lot of people, influential people that actually listen to us and support us. And what we talk here is actually listened by a lot of people and is watched even after we've closed the show. What we talk about here, and that's why sometimes when I come in, I get so hard after I realize that, because you know, we might come here and then tunaleta ujinga, and then unapata mtu watu wanasema kwani jana mlikuwa mkifanya nini, you know. So it's out there. We are a big channel. People listen to us. Whenever you come into the show, just know that you're being listened and you're changing minds. People are listening. So I want to appreciate everybody that is listening to us, the people in the comment section. Thank you for keeping it cool. We are closing. We are coming to a close here, unless some people come in, and Stone PK maybe might take over after that. But again, okay, Stone PK says no. But Mr. G, this is your time to say something. Mami, tutafutie ile stanza yako ya kwanza yenye unatutafutiaga, ndio tukipatia Stone PK the closing remarks. Everybody will have a closing remark, and then we close it all. Mami, stanza nitafutie tafadhali. Mr. G.
Okay, thank you. Kenya love, Stone PK, Kenya Nasra. I greet you guys. Nimeona Mzalenda na comment baada hajafungua curtain. I need him akuja hapa tumgonge kidogo. Okay, there's an issue that you raise of police, issue of police. I saw people, they were sent. Ruto alituma watu pale. But the same way Stone amesema, hakuna kitu alifanya. Na hakuna kitu anaweza fanya. Because they know, sasa si time ya mchezo tena. Hakuna vile watu wataweza tumika. This government wakati iliingia, is the same government ambayo ilianza kushika mapolisi. Hao mapolisi wenyewe kioshiki kwa kufungulia kesi kwa walikuwa wanaua watu, sijui walikuwa wanafanya nini. So our police pia, as much as they respect him as their commander, but mambo ya kusumbua maandamano kama watu wa Raila sidhani kama wataingilia hiyo kazi tena. There's something that I heard you guys talking when I came in, the issue of Raila. I just want to add in something small. You know, Ruto anajua tu a part of Raila. Hajajua Raila ni nani. He just know him just a part, kidogo tu, a small portion. But I think those guys ambao walikuwa hapo ma 80s, ma 70s, ma 80s, ma 90s, early 90s, they know who Raila is. And right now, the same way mmesema, right now, this is the time sasa Raila anakuja, anajitokeza mwenyewe. You know, Raila, for the small knowledge I have, ni mtu ambaye amekuwa akijaribu kuprotect his image. Amejaribu sana kuwa accepted na watu wengi walikuwa wamemkataa. Western countries zilikuwa zimemkataa. But now, Raila wakati amekuja hizi ma 20s hizi akiingia sasa, ni mtu ambaye amejaribu kuprotect his image. Amejaribu kujileta ani awe acceptable na watu. But I think imefika wakati ameona ni kama effort haiwork. Sasa ameamua kurudi Raila yule ambaye alikuwa. There's a time ambao the same Raila alikuwa associated na COP ambayo ilikuwa inataka kufanyika in 80s, around 80s. And yet Raila mwenyewe hakuwa kwa hiyo group, but he was associated with it. Ask yourself, kwa nini alikuwa associated with that group? Kwa sababu ile stand ambayo alikuwa nayo that time. Raila ni mtu ambaye alikuwa na stand yake, na ni mtu ambaye alikuwa tissue na mtu. In fact, his stance ziliwork kama a militant person, a person ambaye ako revolutionary, yani ule person who can push for something and something happen. By the time police walipanga ile coup, Raila was against the government of Moi. Na kwa sababu hiyo, na ile propaganda ambayo Moi alikuwa nayo, akaamua kuingiza ndani Raila. Yet ni mapolisi wenyewe wamepanga hiyo coup. Hata Raila hakuhusika na kitu yote hapo ndani. Hakuna mahali popote Raila akihusika. So Raila has tried so much to protect his image, even na Western. Lakini I think kila mtu amemlet down. Amejaribu sana, but watu wengi wamemlet down. Amejaribu kuportray, akajaribu kujifanya yeye ni mtu mzuri. At least watu wamkubali. Watu ile akili kuwa Raila ni mtu mbaya. Raila ni mtu ambaye hako na stand. Raila ni mtu ambaye anatumia jina gani. Most of people wamesema Tieni dictator. Most of people wamesema Tieni mtu ambaye ni mtu ambaye hafai. Most of people wamesema wale watu ambao hamjui, but always Raila amekuwa akipigania watu. Raila amekuwa akipigania wananchi wa chini. Interest yake mostly imekuwa kwa wale watu wa chini. So the time amejaribu kujileta, at least watu wajue kwa yeye ni nani, wajue idea zake, wajue his vision. Watu wengi sana wamemchukua, lakini wamekataa kumrespect, wamekataa kumpatia ile kitu ambacho alikuwa anapigania. Sasa imefika mahali amesema wakikue, vile itakuwa. This guy anachukia sana kuwa dared, but this government imemdea sasa. Nakumbuka ia zake pia miaka zake zimepungua kiasi. Sasa si kama zile kama ilikuwa 2018 hadi ile 1980s, hiyo wakati alikuwa bado kuna time ya kusimama, lakini sasa hii hako na time kidogo sana ya kusimama tena kama president. So I think Raila ame come out as a person. Yani itafanyika ifanyike, but right now hasikizi mtu yoyote. Amekuja kama Raila yule ambaye alikuwa wa 90s, na kwa sababu ya hiyo Raila ata make this government isafe sana. In case akosa kuchukua hiyo uongozi, hii government itasuffer a very long time, na itasuffer painfully, kwa sababu huyu Ruto maybe tu Mungu atamsaidia, his grace. Kama Raila hatachukua hii kiti, the grace of God itasave huyu Ruto kusurvive kwa hii government, kwa sababu Raila ashaamua ikue. Alafu sasa hii ako na backup watu kama kina Martha Karua ambao wamesema hata kama nikufa tutakufa. Mtu anazaliwa siku moja na anakufa siku moja. So sasa hii ako na watu nyuma, watu ambao wanamsukuma, si yeye peke yake. Raila alikuwa disassociated na group yake ambao alikuwa nao hiyo 90s. Group ya wale watu wa chini, wale watu ambao walikuwa wanaitwa wakora, wale watu ambao walikuwa wanaitwa majambazi, wale watu ambao walikuwa wanaitwa rebels. Hao ndio watu ambao Raila amekuwa associated nao. But sasa wakati alikuja akajiingiza kwa government, akajiingiza kwa kina Ruto, kwa kina Uhuru na kwa kina Kibaki na kwa kina Moi kidogo, alijaribu kutoka kwa wale watu wake. Aliwaacha wale watu wa chini, aliamua kudisassociate down na akaanza kuwa associated na our businessmen, akawa anaanza kuwa associated na watu ambao wako in high ranks. That's why most people waliamua kumwacha kidogo. na si atu walimwacha kabisa, walikuwa bado wako naye, lakini yeye hakutaka kuwa associated nao sana kwa sababu alikuwa anajaribu kutengeneza this image. Right now amerudi chini kwa ule mtu wa chini, wale watu ambao wanaonekana kwa watu ni wabaya. You know, when you come to Jacaranda meeting, utapata that's the only meeting ambao Raila ameitisha meeting kubwa na akaita watu wake wa chini, wale vijana wa chini waongee kwa hiyo meeting, akiwa bado anaongea. Angalia in 2017 sikuona kiita youths wale wa chini, wale watu ambao wanajulikana kwa watu ni hardcore, hakuwaita. But kwa Jacaranda for the first time amewaita, kumaanisha ameshaamua anarudi kwa ile group yake ambao alikuwa nao, group ya watu ambao hawatingishwi, watu ambao hawajali, watu ambao they have nothing to lose. Wakisema tupite njia watapita, wakisema twende njia watapita, na ameshaamua. So sahi watu ambao wanafikiria kuwa things will be okay, things hazitakuwa okay. Raila ni mtu ambaye anaweza fanya economy ya nchi ikasimama, na that's why unaona hata businessmen wameamua kuja upande wake, because watu wakimwacha na akaenda vile anaenda, even the economy ya Kenya itaanguka kabisa na itaharibika, things will be worse. Ona vile investors wanatoroka sahi Kenya, most of investors wametoka wameamua kwenda nje. Why? Kwa sababu economic sharibika, hakuna kitu atafanya, na unajua mtu akiwa na pesa na hawezi fanya na hata business ama anything haitamsaidia. So sahi investors wanakimbia kwa sababu wanajua kabisa sahi mali tuko kumesharibika, na if something cannot haiwezi work on haraka, things itakuwa worse, na things shakuwa worse. Hata huyu Ruto mwenyewe ambaye anajipiga kifua sahi akisema kuwa atajua vile atahandle Raila, hawezi handle Raila, bado hajajua Raila ni nani. Raila ata come out na his people ambao wameanza kuchukua sahi, watu ambao alikuwa anaambia Jacaranda juzi kwa imefika time sasa youth ingieni mwanze kuongea na mayouths, ndio anawaambia sasa sasa ndio time ya kusimama. Hawa give up tena, they are going to fight, na watafight government mpaka watainua miguu na mikono wenyewe. There's a question that I asked last time on the issue of Sri Lanka. I wanted to know how long did it take kwa huyo president kutoroka, ilianza lini, na hiyo time span ilichukua how long ikatoka. For us sahi ndio imeanza, anaenda nini, ataenda Kibera alafu aende Machakos. From Machakos sija ataenda wapi, but I'm very sure hataenda sana. Ni mtu ambaye shaamua we are going to take our own victory, na kile vyote vile vinitakuwa he'll do it, ataenda na hiyo njia, haizi tingishika tena. Bato nitarudi baadaye. Uko mute, hatukusikii. Uko mute.
Oh, thank you. Nilikuwa nasema, can you hear me now? Yeah. So I was telling you that thank you for what you just said, because I wish watu wakasikiza ile kitu umesema, because there comes a time that when things are not working, and especially if there's a country that is behind and behind everything that you do, there came people that have lived in this in this world that we talk about, the Martin Luther Kings that came and passed, and there comes a time that a country has its own liberator. There was Nelson Mandela. Yesterday I wanted to say this, but let me just say it right now. Nelson Mandela was treated the worst person in South Africa. Completely. He was mtu hata hafai kuonekana mahali. But today, what do we call Nelson Mandela? A liberator. There's so many things that are happening in Africa, but in Kenya, we've never had this. Even when you talk about what Stone Piquet always says, it's about time to liberate our country, or to run, to just change the whole thing by hook or crook. However it has to be done. This is the first time that we are faced with that. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, I go with Stone PK, and I'm going to say that there comes a time that you cannot have a mafia, non-mafia. There's questions that we're asking, Musando, and you know, the funny thing is that we're not even asking how it happened. We're asking who. And when we ask, is a rhetorical question that we ask because we already know. And the reason I can prove that is because just the other day, Echesa walipatikana Harambee House wakifanya nini? Wakiuza guns, wakimake deals, a gun deal. Immediately after that, someone died in Imaradaima, a police officer. So we want, okay, whose office was that? And we want to just say that this is okay, we move on. I mean, are we going to be accountable in our country? That's all I'm asking. I don't want to talk too much because I know I'm trying to start a closing remark now. I see Mr. Joe ulikuwa nataka kuuliza swali, but I wanted to start a closing remark, but I'll let you, I mean, you haven't been here for a long time, so I'll give you that ulikuwa umeinua mkono, so I'll respect that.
Yeah, it's not a question. You know, umeongea kuhusu somebody who killed Msandu. Na ukaongea kuhusu Kenei ambaye aliuliwa on that meeting.
Na Jacob Juma.
Yeah. So I was asking, I was coming on that point of Jacob Juma. Jacob Juma mwenyewe alisema, si ati tunasema, mwenyewe alisema kwa kuna mtu anataka kuniua. Na anafanya kivyo vyote aniue. Huyo mtu ni nani? Si kila mtu anamjua. So you know, this time tusifichane, unajua hakuna haja kufichana. Watu wengi, mbona a lot of people wamekufa, wamepotea. Watu wamenyang'anya watu mashamba, wamepeleka mpaka kotini, wameambiwa mlipe millions of money, hawajalipa. Ndio watu ambao tumeruhusu wamekuja kukaa kwa kiti. Unaona? So Kenya with love, this guy
na nikuongezee, unajua hata saizi hata ukasema nini hakuna mtu anaweza kushika because he is a convicted felon. Alishikwa, I mean aliconvictiwa, akaambiwa arudishe. Let's talk about Muteshi land. He was convicted. Okay? So he's a convicted fella. Let me do the closing remarks. Stone PK, do your closing remark, and then I give it back to Mr. G. I won't do my closing remark. Alafu mami atatupatia nini the national anthem first answer, and we listen to what that says, and then we'll close the show after that. So Stone PK, the show is yours now.
Thank you. Thank you, Kenyan with love, and also Mr. G. Mine will not be a closing remark. I have to put some things in perspective, especially Mr. G, because he's a soldier. It's good for a soldier to have a lot of ammunition and facts and knowledge about the war that he or she is preparing to fight. This war, most people wana experience in duni sana, especially watu wa UDA. Na even majority, most people in Azimio also, they are very inexperienced about what is happening, about what Raila is doing. As I said, majority of Kenyans population is our youth in what were 90. So and then it's the generation that is lazy to read information. Because you need to read a lot to really catch up with what is happening. Like when you want to know about Mandela, you must read because atuko hapo, you know. So you have to read. When you want to know about Kenyatta the Mzee, you have to read. Tomboya, Pio Pinto, you have to read. Devote time, and you'll really be whatever. So again, even about Raila, you have to read. You have to read to have a lot of ammunition in terms of that. And I'm not trying to say Mr. G doesn't have enough information. I just want to load him with more because he's a good soldier. Number one, I would want to correct a narrative that Ruto is very smart, and that is why he will not interfere with the rallies, he will not send sijui nini. That's tired. Again, I'll repeat, Ruto cannot, even if he wanted, and he's not smart. He's only a fool who can send policemen or soldiers. So it's not smartness. Hawezi, hata akitaka, hataweza. It will hit him so hard because the horses are bolted. Hata afanye nini. The only smartness ni ile anajua juu ana uwezo na awezani na huyu mtu, you don't talk. Unaacha, unanyamaza tu, alafu unasema katambe na kaende vile kataenda. Saa hii ndiye anaomba Mungu wake. Okay, so it's not smartness. Number two, Raila is not that he is seeking to be recognized. Raila has never been rejected by Kenyans. Raila does not seek to prove to people that he is fighting for them. It's automatic. It's known. All the times Raila has attempted to seek for the seat of the president is only one time, when they lost, when they misbehaved as opposition. The rest, Kenyans have elected him. So even if some part of, Kenya, you would say was against him, but he got votes. And you don't have to be elected by the entire country. Okay? It is, you have the majority. You can have majority from 2 tribes, that's okay. It is us ndio tuna hiyo kasumba na ujinga ya kusema sijui this tribe. If 2 tribes can make your majority 50+1, well and good, you'll be okay. Yeah. So Raila does not even need kuanza kujiuza. He doesn't need to sell himself. He has always been accepted, but the elections have been stolen. That's a fact. And people can say whatever they want, but that's a fact. So Raila does not go ati kubembeleza watu ati yeye ni mzuri. People know what cause he's fighting for. All right? And even these businessmen you see, they were just rejecting those few people because in kasumba ya ukabila, but they knew this is the best guy. They know. People know Raila. Even these people who you think were so much against, they said it during campaign year 2022. It's not that they were saying Raila is bad. It's because he was competing with one of their own. So why are we having these short memories as Kenyans? Tunafikiria ati, and I've seen that even on commentary, not only Mr. G. People think that Raila has to woo Kenyans, has to convince Kenyans how good he is. It's automatic. Raila has been elected. Okay, so here we are dealing with a people who have realized that their vote will never count. Underline that. It's not about economy. It's not about ati uchumi, vitu zinapanda bei. Gentlemen and ladies, achaneni na hiyo. That's tired. That is a tired argument. Because hata Raila niliwaambia, this forum, hata angechaguliwa bado hiyo instability ingekuwa, but ujuzi yake ile alikuwa nayo na ile walikuwa wameweka kwa manifesto, it would have cushioned wananchi. Ungesikia wananchi wakilalamika saa hii, bei hazingepanda hivyo because subsidies zingeendelea, lakini angefinya ile mashimo inapenya wizi. Okay, and within 1 year wananchi wangekuwa walalamiki. I said this in this show and in another show. Kenya, the kazi mtaani would have been there, but correctly done now. Correct kule wanaiba pesa, like the way pesa ilikuwa inatumwa ya youth inakuliwa. Okay, that would have been corrected and suffering would not be there. But in terms of global, whatever, the impact would have been there. But the gist of it is how to mitigate that. This man called Ruto has no clue because he doesn't care about human beings. So ajali watu wakikufa. That's why aliingia yeye na alipata moto imewaka, akaendelea kumwagilia mafuta. Okay? Akaendelea kumwagilia petroli. Akaendelea unakufa njaa na kuletea fertilizer ukule. Okay? So that's the difference. Raila is not seeking to woo anybody. Hapana, yeye alikubalika na he has always been elected. So when we are discussing now, the issue we are addressing is that Kenyans, not even Raila, Kenyans have said enough is enough. That's the bottom line. And it doesn't have to be all Kenyans again. The 8.1 million ni tosha kwa kusema lazima election itambulikane. UDA 5.6 kama ni hiyo ndio figure which I thought was lower. Kama they still believe wizi inaweza endelea, they will be overpowered by the 8.1 million, my brothers and sisters. And that is now the rule. The best will happen because the majority will support Mwananchi to be in control. So this revolution might not be supported by everybody in Kenya, which is good, fantastic. We are happy about that. We are happy. We don't want to have every Kenyan. Let's have those who will live and form the opposition, because Baba Kingia atafanya opposition ile ya real. If you have a bone to correct and all that, it's allowed. Okay? So let's be comfortable. Musi expect watu wote wakuje. That is how it's supposed to be. Okay? That is the best. All right? So, and it's not a game. It's not a game we are playing here. Hatuna hiyo utoto na hiyo ujinga ati ni game. It's not a game. It's not politics anymore. It's reality. Because mtu kufa njaa is not siasa. Mtu kukufa njaa chakula unaletewa fertilizer. Is that politics? I mean, tuna akili duni sana. I think Kenyans, we can't think. We can't think. Cattle rustling, is that politics? When you raid other communities and steal cows, I like talking about this because it has been accepted. It has been accepted by a section of this country. Look at even when the so-called anaitwa nani huyu jamaa profesa wa sauti ndogo alienda huko, alitoka akitetemeka kama nguya, kama kuku imenyeshewa. Yani these guys are so daring, wanapigana akiwa hapo. I mean, that tells you there is a rot. Kuna rot. Why doesn't it happen in Uganda? Now we also have the Kalenjins of Uganda there with cows and all the rest. Huh? Because somebody, as much as we tunachukia Mutembei, alienda akaambia acheni hiyo pumbavu na ujinga. Kwanza, you know what he did? Alisema kama nyinyi wanaume, akapeleka zake huko. He did. Akapeleka zake huko na akafanya wife wake akuwe ni minister huko na project huko. Akawaambia guzeni hizo ng'ombe ama bibi yangu mjue amjui. In Uganda you cannot steal anybody's cow. Ujinga hiyo ya makalenjini wa huko ilimalizwa Makaramojo.
Anaitwa Kindiki
mwenyewe. Yeah. So upumbavu ndio tunataka kumaliza. You know, and it's not a game. Hapa it is real thing na ni kumaliza na ni kunyorosha. It either inyoroke ama injike. That is what majority of Kenyans have decided. There is nothing like BS called Kenya. If we can have thieves, you know, running the country, it's better we do inakatika, isambaratike kama Somalia. You have your own place. There is no joy, there is no happiness in being called at we are a Kenyan. In fact, that's why I don't even support this singing of national anthem anymore until we get liberated. That's why when I host this program, I don't end with the national anthem because we don't have a nation. There's no nation anymore. You know, when you have a country that does not respect its own constitution, that's not a nation. So watu wanavumilia tu kuitwa ati wako pamoja kwa nchi moja. We don't have one country anymore. It's a lie. People are living a lie. People are living a lie. People are bitter with one another than ever before. Because what brings bitterness is when you don't give me what belongs to me. When you steal from me, don't be lied. Kenyan with love and Bwana George. Ati uende nyumbani uchukue plot yangu na uniambie utadu, and then you expect unaniita bro. Nakwambia bro mavi ya kuku, na nikwambie BS kubwa sana, na nikiwa na rungu nikupige vibaya sana. That is what Kenyans have been insulted, slapped in the face. Kenyans have been told you are idiots by Ruto. That you can take it or leave it. And Kenyans now, wamekuwa bitter. My grandfather told me you can never quarrel a crowd. You can't go fighting more. Utajua ujui. You can't go insulting people just because you are there. If they had elected you, wanaweza vumilia. You watasema huyu mjinga wetu ni sisi tulichagua. Sasa umejiweka pale. Alafu tena unarudi unaleta kiburi ya wizi wa ng'ombe. Utajua ujui. Lastly, Mr. G, Sri Lanka revolution took almost 7 months. 7, yeah. Because it started somewhere in March. And it is in November when everybody ilifagilia. I remember the picture, the story I gave you in one of the programs. Nikakwambia hii revolution inakuanga kama river. You see River Tana inaanzia, ukionyeshwa source of River Tana ama River Nile, you won't believe. Especially River Tana. Utaenda uone mahali uambiwe inatoka hapa Mlima Kenya, kameanzia hapo, utaona tu ka spring. Then inaenda, inajoiniwa, inakuwa kubwa, inaenda. If you look at what it is in Pocomoland, ukiona the river itself now, na kile imebeba, you won't believe. So Sri Lankan ilienda hivyo, ikabeba. People walifukuzwa, waliresign successfully. Ilikuwa wanaenda wanasema nani amebaki? Chebukati. Wanasema Chebukati aende. Chebukati anatimuka. Nani aende? Wanakumbuka Kome. Sijui ako wapi, akiongea it anaendewa. Wakatimuka wote, by November wote walikuwa wameenda nyumbani. Okay? Na hiyo ili take long because of course it was it was not change of power. Okay? It was non-performance of the sitting president. Now hii itachukua shorter time because moja ni mwizi ameiba na akaiba na akaanza kugandamiza watu. Na mwizi huwa akishikwa ni tairi. Unaona? Anawekewa tairi. Na anachomeka polisi wakiwa wanaangalia. Kama hujawahi kuwitness mob justice, then you can be that naive. Watu wa Maoshago wajaona vile tunachomanga watu Nairobi. Okay? Unachomeka hapo, polisi anakuja tu anasema, hata mmeturahisishia kazi. Policeman.
Stone, I remember the one that I saw that was very tragic for me. And this is a personal experience. I remember one niliona, walikuja wakatuuliza, mmetuachia sasa tufanye nini?
Exactly.
Unajua, mshachapa mtu, hawezi kimbia, miguu zimekatika. I mean, sasa mnatuachia tufanye nini? Simumalize alafu ndio mutuite.
Yeah.
Na Mariamu ikaenda.
Yeah, it is that bad.
Mpaka sasa ndio mumalize kwanza, ndio sasa wakuje wachukue mwili wapeleke Chiromo.
Yeah,
now,
so that's what I had to say. We need to educate each other so much about the cause of this. And this one is not a maandamano again. You never saw any maandamano. Hakukuwa maandamano. Maandamano ni demonstration kwa Kiingereza. We don't need to kuandamana. That is long gone. Maandamano ni mambo ya NGOs, sijui gender based violence, waizi wamekuwa wengi Kayole, polisi kujeni mtu nini. Hii si maandamano. This is something beyond maandamano. Hii ni build up, revolution building up. And once it builds up, we will walk towards a destination. And that's the path that has been charted. Now, you can go back to see those recent ones. Kama hiyo ya Sri Lanka, it's a very good one to learn with. You see how it is. Now, Egypt, the Brotherhood. na hii ya nani ya South Sudan, not South Sudan, Khartoum. Those are the most reason. Na hii ingine ya nini is it Burkina Faso? Was it Burkina Faso or somewhere in a Central Republic? You should see those ones that are never led by the forces. Defense forces wanachukuanga back seat. My brother, the moment those people sit, unajua wananyamazanga, wanasema sisi tunangoja Kenya ivamiwe kutoka nje. Hiyo ndio mandate yao. Wakisikia kuna mtu anatoka nje ameleta kajet kidogo hivi, ndio utaona ami katafuatwa kama nyuki. Lakini wewe raia, uende utake kubomoa State House, ni yenyu, ni wewe tu utajenga na your taxes. Ni wewe tu mwananchi. You can burn it if you want and you will rebuild it through the nose. Hakuna mahali army itakuja ati yeah, it's only stupid army that would involve themselves in that kind of a thing. Thank you, Kenyans Vow.
Thank you, my big brother. What you do and educate people here, what wanatusikiza, it's very good what you say because people understand what you're trying to say. Mwenye anataka kusikiza asikize na mwenye hataki sasa hatuwezi msaidia. Basically, as we're closing up, I'd like at this point to bring Mr. G to put for your closing remarks, and then Mami atapatiana closing remarks kama anafunga channel, kama anafunga kila kitu, kwa sababu kuna hiyo. I still want us, even though Stone PK says that we should, he doesn't attack your story ya nini.
That's no Mato, hiyo ni personal. It's not for the studio.
Yeah.
I can't sing that song, but but the studio can run their own way.
And I also want to also tell people, listen, at the end of the day, you can fight about everything in our country. But as we're fighting through whatever we are fighting and what we are believing in, we need to remember that we are a multilingual country with different places. Machakos, Kangema, Nakuru, Rift Valley, na kila kitu. Yote ni Kenya yetu, including Mombasa. We have different kind of religions, and we have to understand that also there has been a cartel system that has happened in the world, and we don't need it in our own Africa. It's been there, we fought it, and they think they can do it. Right now, we're being led by a cartel. And to prove to you that you're being led by a cartel, you tell me where the dams went to and why they feel they have that a lot, that money. I mean, the money that they have right now, and that they can tell anyone, even talk wrong about someone that has actually, someone like Raila, someone that has been there and fought for the people. Kenyans, tuanze kufikiria. But I won't talk much today. Maybe I'll have another chance another day. At this point, I'll let you, Mr. G, to do your closing remark, and then Mami, you do a closing remark, and lafu utuambie, utupatie nini, our anthem, utukumbushe what our anthem says.
Okay, thank you, Kenya Love. Nilikuwa nimetaka sana kusikia the propaganda ambao mzalendo atakuja nayo leo. Baada ya around ama shayan.
Hiyo inakuchosha. We don't have time bwana ku waste na akina mzalendo, my brother. We tuko vitani. Those are hiyo ni waste of time kuwasikiza. Because unawasikiza wakwambie nini? What will they tell you of benefit to our cause? Nothing. It's not a debate. Okay, the other day I said, We are not debating here. We finished debating. Debate was before election. Ndio ilikuwa tuna debate. Mama ni better than daddy. Okay? God is better than Satan. Azimio is better than UDA. That's when we were debating. Raila is better than Ruto. Hiyo ilimalizika. The thief stole the election. Now we are chasing the thief to kill the thief. How do you debate? Do you debate whether you want to kill the thief or not?
And to add on to what Stone PK said, singeongeza mzalendo kama hizi toka kwa nini, but you know, unajua wewe umekuja hapo unajionyesha, umevaa, unajua you're there, we can see you. Sasa akikuja kama hatuwezi muona alafu is misbehaving on I mean, come on, we couldn't do that. Na mami sijui nini imemfanyikia, but we couldn't do that. Personally singemfanyia.
I agree with you guys.